So I heard that you had a punk rock band. First, what is the name of it? Second, can you tell me about singing in one?
So I never tell anybody the name of my band in high school because it's so stupid. I don't tell anybody. But it was what was it like? Is that what you were asking?
Yeah, what was it like?
Oh, everybody should have a high school punk band or whatever the equivalent to punk, like lively music when the young people like these days. I don't know. Um, but yeah, oh, it was so much fun. It's just like the bond that you have with these people is just so epic and hopefully lifelong. Like I didn't have any major falling outs with any of the guys. And we still keep up with each other today. And yeah, my rhythm player dropped off the face of the planet for a few years, but luckily they found him in a ditch and it was fine. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Um, and yeah, it's just a wonderful outlet. It's better than a lot of the other things teenagers could get into. So
So, do you think there's more songs that have been written about love, lust, or heartbreak?
I don't know. Do you have the answer to that?
No, I'm wondering what you think.
We're gonna have to Google this. I would say there's more songs about love. Yeah.
Um,
And I think probably because I mean heartbreak and love and in many ways lust are all kind of similar in many ways. So whoops, shit. I think I lost you. Hold on. There you are. Right? Can you see me?
yeah, I can see you.
Yeah, sorry, I was getting some pop-ups. So yeah, I think love.
So, I have found some of your paintings, and you really paint beautifully.
Oh,
And
thank you.
I have two paintings. One of them is called Naked Girl. Could you talk about it?
You printed out my paintings. Oh my gosh. Yes, I painted that in college in like 3 or 4 hours. I just couldn't sleep one night. And I had some acrylics and I was just like, and I thought it turned out really well. And actually it was my brother's favorite of all my paintings. So I just gave it to him. And yeah, so did you find that on Action Artwork Rental? Is that where you found it?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
exactly where we found it.
those guys are great. So they basically make prints for me, and whenever a movie production needs a painting of some sort and the production wants my style, they print out these posters and give them to the production for a certain amount of time and I get 20% of that. So it's like this wonderful little gift that keeps on giving.
So I have another one. It's a painting that you called Self. There's a lot of there's a lot of emphasis on the eyes, and your eyes are striking on screen and in person. They're your signature. But I've heard you describe them as freaky. Body image affects so many teenagers these days. Were you ever made to feel self-conscious about your eyes?
Oh, frequently, and not just as a teenager, like my entire life. It's like the first thing that people talk about when they meet me, and it's really obnoxious. But I think I've nominalized the freaky aspect of it. Yeah, but I'm not worried about it anymore. But yeah, it was a real hurdle when I was younger. Absolutely. And that's why I became a huge fan of Helena Bonham Carter, not just because she's a fabulous actress, but also just because, oh, her eyes are too big too.
So you landed your first film role at 17 on a movie called Crooks. What were you like as a teenager?
Oh, I was a complete pain in the ass. Yeah, real immature. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know why they hired me really, but I'm glad they did because I had a really fantastic time working with those guys. And I'm still friends with Ben Morgan, who was the writer director of Crooks. And I don't think Crooks ever came out. I at least I never saw it, but oh man, it was fun. And it was mostly stand-up comedians and improvists that I was working with. And those guys made me completely nuts because they wouldn't stick to their lines. And I was one of the only like regular actors there, you know, that wasn't just putting on a show, like, and there's like no continuity whatsoever, and it's just like, would you shut up? But man, it was super fun. Yeah.
So how much of your high school experience do you think informs who you are today?
Well, for me, I think very little. I don't know. I've always known who I was and what I wanted to do when I grew up. But I think that, you know, I guess there's a lot of influence in that time. Like, it definitely influenced my fondness for certain types of music. And even though I think the 70s probably had the best music, I still like the 90s better because it was my teenage years. It was when music spoke to me the most. So I guess maybe in more ways than I actually realize. That's a good question.
Um, how long was it after your first acting role before you moved to New York, and how long were you there?
Oh, when did I move there? I moved in 2007. And I think it might have been 2000. No, it was 2007. And I had already done many, many, many movies before then. And I'm not going to tell you because that'll just age me. So I'm just not going to tell you.
You've given many interviews about your role in the anthology film VHS. I will only touch on it briefly, but in your segment called Amateur Night, you play a beautiful and dangerous succubus named Lily. Your choice to play her as the sympathetic monster puts your performance in company with the other sympathetic monsters like Frankenstein, the Wolfman, and Phantom of the Opera. Was that choice on the page, or did it come from the development of your character?
Oh, it was both. She actually really wasn't written that sympathetically. That was more of performance. That was more of my part with the performance. And thank you for that. I think that character is just as great as those characters as well. And it's so bizarre because like I just did another podcast and they brought up Phantom of the Opera too, and I'm just like, it never even occurred to me that that was horror, you know, but it totally is. Yeah. Wait, did I answer your question? I don't know what it was anymore. I forgot.
Yes, you have.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
you have. You have. And now that 10 years has passed, in what ways has your role in VHS been a blessing or a curse?
Oh, it's definitely not been a curse, except for, you know, if you call people coming up to you and saying I like you all the time a curse. No, it's certainly helped my career, and specifically within the genre, and expanded people's ideas of what I can do as an actor. And you know, I think they realize that I think more people realize that I'm willing to be pretty damn far out with my character choices. So I think it's only helped. I think it basically put me on the map.
So, what was it like to get a shout out from Joe Rogan?
You know, I had never seen his show before or heard it until people kept texting me and being like, "Hey, they're talking about you on Joe Rogan." And I'm like, "Who?" But then I watched it a few times and I was just like, "Oh, this guy is a huge personality." And then I actually watched his stand up, and it was funny. It was funny. I'm not a follower. I'm not a fan. I think he's a little bit masculine for me. Like I'm not his demographic, but it's very flattering, you know, when somebody appreciates your work and speaks about it on their platform, especially one as popular as his.
So can you tell us about the first time you were recognized on the street?
Yeah, yeah. I was in a New York City subway, and this girl came up to me, and she had seen me in a short film called nope, nope. I take that back. It was before that. Anyway, so she recognized me from a short film that she saw at a festival called Death and Beauty, and that was random because like very few people saw that movie, and it's good though. I the first time I got recognized was actually from my audition from Crooks. And it was a girl in my freshman year of college came up to me. She was like, "You're who they cast in Crooks." And I was just like, "How the hell do you know that? That movie hasn't even come out yet. We haven't even shot it all. Like, how do you know that?" And I don't know. I don't know how she knew it. I don't remember, but that was pretty neat. We turned out to be friends. She's still an actor and a very good one. And yeah, I think that was the first time, if that counts.
So your character Honeysuckle in the British comedy series Toast of London is hilarious. I'm not certain it is a gluten allergy, is the funniest lines I've ever heard in a while. Your roots are English, and I heard you love English comedies. What films would you recommend if someone were to want to explore British comedy?
Oh, well, obviously Monty Python, 100%, all of them. And let me think. Well, Doctor Who, that's a good one. And of course, Toast of London. I mean, Matt Berry, anything Matt Berry does, he's brilliant. The It Crowd. I mean, yeah, Die Too Proud. What else? Let me think. Specifically feature films, though.
Could be anything. Doesn't matter.
Oh, there's so many good ones. Yeah. I like everything Tim Roth does. I haven't seen him in a while. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's it. Definitely Monty Python.
So you made your directorial debut in a segment you wrote in the anthology Dead by Midnight. You made your feature directorial debut in the film Dark Circles. Do you know when these movies will be released?
Yes. Dead by Midnight, Y2Kill, my segment, Hell Evangelist, that will be out in May. And I don't know exactly where you can find it, but I do know that it's going to be sold in Walmarts. I don't know where else, though. They didn't give me very much information. And Dark Circles, we've only just now started to go through the footage, so it'll probably be another year and a half before anybody can see that on any platform.
Hi, I'm Dax, and this is What's Under the Bed. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell to know when a new episode drops. If there's someone you think I should interview, please let me know in the comments.